The rain never seemed to stop in 1970s Britain. Factory sirens echoed through tired industrial towns, petrol prices climbed without warning, and on narrow suburban streets, certain British cars became part of everyday life so completely that it felt impossible to imagine them ever disappearing. But they did. Some faded quietly from driveways and dealer forecourts. Others collapsed beneath rust, strikes, and broken promises. Yet for one brief era, these machines carried Britain itself, family ambitions, middle-class dreams, and the stubborn pride of a country trying to hold on to its identity during difficult times.
And at number 5, that story begins with a car many families desperately wanted to love. The Austin Allegro arrived in 1973, carrying enormous expectations. British Leyland promised modern engineering, front-wheel drive practicality, and smooth comfort wrapped inside a fashionable family car. For ordinary households moving into new suburban estates, the Allegro represented progress, a new beginning, something polished and respectable, sitting outside semi-detached homes beneath grey northern skies. Some models carried a 1.5-litre engine, producing around 70 horsepower, enough for crowded motorway holidays and rainy school runs across Britain. Inside, the soft suspension and futuristic dashboard tried to make drivers feel they were stepping into the future. But the future quickly became frustrating. The strange square steering wheel confused owners. Build quality suffered badly. Gearboxes failed, doors rattled, rust appeared alarmingly fast beneath Britain's damp winters. Families who had stretched their savings for a brand new British car often found themselves quietly disappointed only a few years later. Yet, despite everything, the Allegro still became a familiar sight on British roads.
But the car at number 4 felt even more unavoidable. The Morris Marina was everywhere. Introduced in 1971, it wasn't glamorous or advanced. It was built quickly and cheaply to fight growing competition from reliable European imports. But somehow, that simplicity became its greatest strength. Driving through Britain in the mid-70s meant seeing marinas parked outside pubs, football grounds, post offices, and crowded shopping streets. Taxi drivers depended on them. Builders loaded them with tools. Elderly couples polished them proudly on Sunday mornings. For many working families, the marina represented stability during uncertain times, affordable transport in a decade filled with strikes, inflation, and economic anxiety. Engine choices ranged from modest 1.3-liter units to larger 1.8-liter versions, but performance was never really the point. The problem was that the Marina already felt outdated almost the moment it arrived. Its handling felt clumsy. Suspension design borrowed heavily from older Morris models, and rust spread relentlessly through wheel arches and door panels. Reliability could be inconsistent, especially during cold British winters. Still, people tolerated it because it was familiar. What arrived next, however, aimed far higher than simple practicality. At number 3 was the Triumph Dolomite Sprint. Introduced in 1973, the Dolomite Sprint brought genuine excitement back to British motoring. Sharp styling, sporty handling, and a revolutionary 16-valve 2.0-liter engine producing around 127 horsepower gave it real performance credentials. For ambitious middle-class buyers, this was more than transport. It was aspiration on 4 wheels. The polished wood dashboard, twin headlights, and elegant shape made owners feel sophisticated pulling into office car parks or driving through wealthy suburban streets. Britain finally seemed capable of building a sporting saloon to rival Europe, and for a brief moment, it truly could. But behind the elegance, cracks were already forming. British Leyland's growing production chaos damaged quality control. Engines overheated, electrical systems failed unpredictably, labor strikes disrupted assembly lines, and reliability became painfully inconsistent. Owners who dreamed of refined British performance often found themselves stranded beside wet motorways, waiting for recovery trucks. The Dolomite Sprint deserved greatness.
Instead, it became another casualty of a struggling industry.
And then came the car at number 2, a machine that should have saved Britain's executive car reputation. The Rover SD1 arrived in 1976, looking absolutely stunning. Low, sleek, and dramatic, it resembled an Italian sports car stretched into a practical luxury hatchback. Some versions carried Rover's legendary 3.5-liter V8, delivering smooth performance and genuine motorway presence. It even won European Car of the Year in 1977. For businessmen, managers, and upwardly mobile families, the SD1 symbolized success. Parked outside office buildings or modern detached homes, it looked futuristic and important. But ownership quickly became heartbreaking. Poor assembly quality ruined the experience. Water leaks soaked interiors. Electrical faults became routine. Uneven panel gaps and premature corrosion made expensive executive cars feel cheaply assembled. Many owners discovered their prestigious Rover spent more time inside garages than outside them. The tragedy was not that the SD1 lacked ambition. It had too much of it.
And at number 1 sits the car that truly ruled Britain's roads before vanishing almost overnight, the Ford Cortina. By the 1970s, the Cortina had become part of British life itself, especially the Mark III and Mark IV generations. Teachers drove them, police officers used them, families packed them for summer holidays to the seaside. Entire childhood memories unfolded from Cortina backseats. With engine options ranging from economical 1.3-litre 4s to smooth 2.3-litre V6s, the Cortina could be almost anything. Dependable commuter car, aspirational family saloon, company fleet workhorse. And perhaps that was why its disappearance felt so strange. By the early 1980s, the Cortina quietly vanished, replaced by the futuristic Ford Sierra. Suddenly, one of Britain's most recognizable cars simply disappeared from everyday life, like much of 1970s Britain itself. Because these cars were never just machines. They carried shopping bags, cigarette smoke, family arguments, sleeping children after long coastal journeys, and the quiet determination of ordinary people trying to build better lives. Today, most are gone from the roads they once dominated. But somewhere in Britain, beneath the sound of falling rain and distant traffic, their memory still lingers. And perhaps that is why forgotten cars still matter. They tell the story of Britain far better than statistics ever could. Let me know which of these cars you remember most fondly, or most painfully, and in the next film, we'll uncover the British cars that promised luxury, but delivered absolute disaster instead.